Welcome back, friends. Welcome to my hobby home. My name is Kathy. Thank you so much for joining me today. You will see I have fabrics all sit out here just waiting to start this trip around the block. And please forgive me, I am having watery eyes tonight. But this block that we are working on is a Carol Thelen trip around the block. I do have down in the description the link to go to Carol Thelen'S site to get this pattern. If you're interested in joining us, this pattern did come in the Creative Notions August 2025 box. So we're just going to get on into it. You guys, I will give you two guesses as to what time this is past. It is almost 10 o'clock, but thank goodness I do not have to work tomorrow. Now, I have these laid in order. This is my background, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I will start with my 3 block. And it's always going to start with a color block for the first row. So if it starts and ends with a pattern fabric, we will press that to the right. So odd right, even left. That is because it says you can press open in the instructions and or to the side, however you would like it. So, and I'm looking to see, it does look like they're the same either way. So I could press everything to the right and then just flip them to make them alternate, you know, to make the seams alternate. So the next one we are doing is a 2, and we really don't want to be flipping it because we have butterflies and hummingbirds, so I better stick with my original thing, odd to the right, even to the left. So friends, the reason I am so late getting in my sewing room today, well, of course, if you saw the video yesterday, I had a last minute t-shirt. I'm not going to call it an order. It wasn't an order. My daughter called me and said, "Hey, Mom, you know, Maribeth got Queen, and I need t-shirts for her and my grandbaby." So I made my grandson's shirt, and that is the one that y'all saw. And then I made my daughter's shirt, and they came out really cute. If I think about it, I will add a picture that they got from the game. They had a picture of her with him on her shoulders, and from the back, got a picture of them with the Queen team t-shirts on. So I was real happy for her that she got to go and celebrate. And my oldest daughter was at her school they both graduated from the same school, but my youngest daughter was at another school in our parish celebrating for her friend's sister rather, and my daughter was at the school they graduated at. My oldest was at the school they graduated at, and she had called my youngest daughter and told her like only 5 people were there, went to the tailgating activities, and we told her, can't blame them. Cannot blame them one bit. Because I have to say, I was so happy my kids got out of that school. my son, his junior year, he moved in with his dad and started going to a school near his dad that I really hated that he couldn't go to that school because it was a good school, but he lasted living with his dad about 6 months and then realized that was not what he bargained for. Living with Daddy was way different than living with Mama. Because to me, their job was to make the grades. You know, I did everything I could house-wise, but I worked full-time job, come home, had to do all the running with them. So, chore-wise, they had a few chores, but they did not have to work a job outside the home. Because, oh wait, that one did not need. That one did not need a. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I can use this piece, but I can't use it right now. I don't even use it in the next row, so I'm just going to put it here on the stack. And what I'm going to do with this is just come back and put a couple more stitches in it to keep them running. Well, this is it. Let's just go ahead and get this cut, and then we'll start putting these together. Because I know this is going to go design piece. It's going to go design piece, then white piece, and then design and white, design and white. So this is the first one we're using. It is our 3 fabric. And this is our 2 fabric. And we're going to sew these 2 together. So I think what I'm going to do is sew my rows first. And we have 17 rows that we have to sew. So I'm hoping maybe to get, maybe 4 rows put together. That I think is a good goal. 4 rows together a week, maybe. We'll just see how many we get together in the time that we have. We're going to sew maybe an hour and 15 minutes. That's what we'll shoot for. Now, granted, it's not going to be, or it shouldn't be, an hour and 15 minutes. For you guys, it shouldn't be. But I am so happy to be on this. And I thought about this, and I know I had so many people that was like, hey, we'll do a sew along with you on that one. And guys, I think I am going to get the yardage of Merry Little Christmas by Tilda, if I can find it, and do this same pattern. I think this will be beautiful in that pattern. Or this fabric, or Tilda's Merry Little Christmas. I think that fabric would look beautiful in this quilt. And guys, I'm still congested here with my head and all that, but you know, it lets me know I'm still here. I'm still kicking. I have not given up. I'm not going to give up. Well, you just got to keep it going. It's just allergies. I just have sinus drainage from allergies. So as long as it's my nose is running and all that, I'm good. When it stops doing that, that's when it's not so good. But we're good. We are better than good. But yeah, I wanted to tell y'all, I was telling y'all I squirreled. That's not so hard for me. I do it all the time. I was telling y'all about the homecoming thing. Well, and you know why I'm so late doing this. Well, after I got the video for the Cricut crafts, and yeah, I'm going to tell y'all here. I'm not going to squirrel right now, but there's a story to the Cricut crafts, and I'll tell y'all about that after I tell you this about why I'm so late tonight. I got that released probably right before 7. Or right around that time. And of course, it's 2 hours later than I would like. But it is what it is. But once I got that done, I was telling my husband, I said, why don't we contact my dad and my stepmom? Because my dad's college roommate is still in. He comes and stays with them for a week. Wait, is this the right one? Yeah. But anyway, I was like, why don't we take them out for pizza? Because my stepmother's birthday was on the 30th, and I got busy and forgot to call her. I feel so bad about it, because I normally take them out to dinner on their birthdays. Well, my husband has to head out tomorrow. So I told him, I said, why don't we do it tonight? So I called my dad. Y'all, my dad is sick again with his gallbladder. He told me, he said, no, I've been sick all day. And I said, well, do you think it's your gallbladder? And he was like, yeah, I think that's what it is. But I was on the book face. And anyway, my husband had to just let our kitty cat in. So the even rows are going to start with our background fabric. But anyway, I was on the book face, and the very first post I saw was someone in our community group asking if their kids came home sick. It's from school today. And they said there's a stomach bug going around. So I'm kind of wondering if my dad don't have that stomach bug. So I won't see them tomorrow either. But he said they went and ate at Waffle House. And he got a grilled cheese. My daddy loves grilled cheese. And he said he thinks that grilled cheese is what set it off. And I'm sitting here thinking, why would grilled cheese set it off? But he thinks like the grease. Now, if he had had the chili, you know, the Birch chili, I could see that. Isn't that Waffle House? It's Birch chili, or is it Wendy's? I think Waffle House is Birch chili. But, so I'm kind of like, I don't know. So anyway, my daddy, you know, he was like, well, why don't y'all just take them? I said, no, Daddy. I said, we can all go out. We'll just wait. And I have a feeling they all going to be sick tomorrow. Because if somebody gets sick, my stepmother all the time gets it. She doesn't have a very good immune system. Because she pretty much stays in the house away from people all the time. So, you know, it is what it is. And I hate that they're getting sick, though, because I know they're all going to get sick. I just know it. And for Dawn, my dad's college roommate, to get sick while he's down here. I just hate that for him. I need to carry, I have some Imitrol here and I have some Imodium here. I need to carry it so they can have that. But I am hoping that it doesn't come to my house. So now we're white and 2. So guys, this is going to come along really easy, real quick. But anyway, see, I diverted again. So that was what happened. So I told my husband, he had a Zoom call at 6. And he ended up off of it pretty early, about 6:30. So that was when the video loaded. And so I just told him, I said, well, why don't we just go get something to eat? Because I knew I needed to record this. And I told him, I said, I need to record this. And, you know, we can do that then. So this is my first block. So we're going, and I told him, we were trying to figure out where we wanted to go. And I said, look, I need to go to TJ Maxx. And he's like, why you got to go to TJ Maxx? I said, I need a boiler. I don't have a single boiler in my house that will work on my stove. And we're going to get a cook set, you know, a full cook set that's enameled cast iron, because it needs to be pretty heavy for the stove. But you know what? We went to TJ Maxx, and they have some really nice cookware picked through an enameled cast iron that's been dropped, and the enameled cast iron is busted on it. I found an enameled cast iron boiler that I wanted so bad. And I actually found an enameled cast iron saucepan that I wanted, but it was $200. And I know it's a Le Creuset though. I told my husband, I said, oh my goodness, I said, I am not paying that. I know that dish is very well worth that. But they don't have enough of a set for me. I need a full set. I need boilers. I don't guess I need all of these pieces, because I have regular cast iron. I have a Dutch oven. I don't need a Dutch oven. I have a cast iron Dutch oven, and I have an enameled cast iron Dutch oven. I don't need a Dutch oven. So I needed I need a frying pan that's enameled. I have a cast iron frying pan. So I don't need that. I just need an enameled one, because I don't have an enameled one. And I sometimes cook things in a frying pan that is highly acidic. And you're not supposed to cook highly acidic foods in a non-coated cast iron pan. So I'm just like, well, I couldn't find a cast iron pan, a coated cast iron, and a coated boiler, in the same set. So what I did, I started looking, and I found an induction stainless steel. I found a boiler and a saucepan, and they were the same brand. I had found a Viking that I really liked. It was good and heavy. It was stainless steel, but all they had was the one frying pan. They did not have a saucepan. So, y'all will be getting a little shopping haul from TJ Maxx, along with some fabric hauls. I had to go pick up some fabrics today because, of course, we are doing the spooky box, sitting pumpkins, on Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Y'all will be getting that video. So, being that we were going to eat, we decided to go eat at McAllister's because TJ Maxx is right next to it. And I've been wanting to try their honey barbecue nachos. It's like a honey barbecue brisket nacho is what it is. And it was really good. But they used like a Rotel cheese dip on it. I can't eat Rotel cheese dip. It's too spicy for me. Even the mild nothing one is too spicy for me. So, needless to say, and they run out of sweet tea, and I drink half and half tea most of the time when I go out places because I just can't stomach most places unsweet tea. So, okay, I think this is row 2 completed here. I'm going to look at it and, yep, so row 2 is complete. So now we are on to row 3, and we're going to start with a print. So our odd numbers start with a print, and then a background. So we went to TJ Maxx's, and then we went to McAllister's, and then we came home, and when we left McAllister's, it was 15 minutes till 9. I told my husband, I was like, we need to get our drinks to go, and let's go. Talking about drinks to go. This is a drink that they have going on right now. It's called Witch's Brew. It tastes like Jolly Rancher green apple and lemonade. So we sipping and sewing today. It's very good. I'm just going to say that. It's very good. I guess that's what it tastes like. It didn't say what it tastes like, but it tastes like Jolly Rancher green apple to me. But it is really good. And my husband and I really enjoy it when we can have dinner together, because we don't get to do that, except, of course, when he's in. And between the two of us, how we both work, we don't get to have a lot of time together. Because I come in from work and I sew. I do YouTube. I sew. I guess I don't know if y'all can tell, but I have my thing on my table where you can't see my cutting mat, so you can't tell what the measurements are. That's going to be my my way that I can have my fabrics up here on my table where you can see them and it won't hurt anything. But yeah, I also, oh wait. I'm on 3, row 3. Y'all, this number 5, it has got some little birds on it. It is so cute. But anyway, what I was telling y'all about the Tilde line also. So the reason, let me finish. The reason it's so late that I'm sewing is because we had to go eat and I had to go do a little shopping. See if I could get me a boiler. Because I can't even boil water for tea right now. Wait, somehow I got backwards here. I did. I got backwards. I got 2. I got 1. I got 5. Okay, so here's 2. 1. Oh. Yep, I'm going to have to take these apart. I don't know how I got that backwards. The white should be on the top. But you know what? I'm not going to worry about those others right now. I can take those apart later. What I'm going to do is... Okay, so which one is this? That is the one in white. And we will worry about those in a little bit. And then we have a 5 in white. I'm making sure that there's nothing on here that needs to be a specific way. And if I didn't have directional fabric, it wouldn't matter. But the 5th fabric that I had on there had those birds, and if I flipped it, you could have told they would have been really upside down. So that's a 5th in background. And now we're going to do a 4. And the 4 has butterflies in a background. So now we need to do a 5 in a background. This has those birds on it too. So now we need a 1 in a background. So yeah, the same day you're seeing this, you are highly likely going to have a shopping haul in the evening to see. It's going to be some fabrics and a little TJ Maxx haul. TJ Maxx is very dangerous for me. I love that place. Okay, so we have we have just our two blocks now that we're putting together. And you can probably tell these rows come together real quick. Now see, I've got that bird upside down. I didn't realize that was the bird's tail. But unless you know that, you won't be able to tell that. So what I'm doing is just getting a little bit of sewing in this evening before I have to call it a night. And my husband has to leave out tomorrow, so we haven't been doing this but like 30 minutes. So I may have to make it a short video for you guys, and because my husband, I'm going to go spend some time with my husband before he has to leave to go back to work. Make sure I'm aware of anything that he needs me to do around here, because he's been working hard in our yard. He got him a walk behind bush hogger. I don't know what it is. It's a self-propelled walk behind bush hogger. And he said that thing has given him a run for his money. He just bought it because our front ditch just overgrows. And the parish, they come through and mow, but they don't come through but like once a month. And they haven't come since August. I mean, our ditch was bad, and they don't mow all the way. They only mow just up to the ditch bed, and you know, you can't get the back of a ditch with a lawnmower, because our ditch just kind of, it was just cut straight down. So he got in there with that bush hogger and got it done. And it looks really nice. So I'm really pleased with it. I'm never excited about him spending money like that, because a lot of times we end up not needing or using the items. But this, I think, if he'll use it again, and he finally used my little wood chipper that I bought I bought it back in 21 when I was sick, when I ended up in the hospital with the, you know, as Vivian says, the fungolitis. I think that's so hilarious that she says that I can't help it. Now I'm always going to call it the fungolitis. Okay, so let's see, what does this row end with? This is row 3. So it ends with a 2 block. A 2 square, which is our little butterflies. Did we start with the butterflies, and we're ending with the butterflies. Okay, so this is row 3. Now for row 4. Okay, row 4 starts with a white and a 1. And guys, I mostly talk to myself here, because if I don't do this, like I messed up earlier. So let's see, what are things, well, we can't really talk about current events, because I just don't want to get into current events, because let's just say I stay to myself in my little edge of the world here, and quite content with it. So we have a white and a 5. And that, to me, is the key to happiness, is staying content in your own little piece of the world and doing right by people. So guys, I may get more than 4 rows done tonight. And what I'll do is, instead of putting them together on camera, I may press them and put them together off camera. I don't know. I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do. But we got white 5, and now we need a white 4. I say white, that's my background. I bet this would have looked just as cute as could be in like a light gray or something. I was thinking about if I did the Merry Little Christmas by Tilda and took one of their more, like one of their blender colors as the background. I bet that would be so cute. So I did a white 4, and I need to do another background 4. And now I need a background 5. I have my pattern back here that I'm looking at the numbers, and I have laid them on my table in numerical order. We have 6 different fabric stacks. We have our background, and then I have my 1 and 2, and then 3, 4, 5. So that was a background 5. We need a background 1. And I checked to make sure. I know the hummingbirds are going all different directions, but whichever is more in that direction is the way I'm putting it on here as my up. So now we need, that was a background and 1. Okay. Well, now we need to take it off the sewing machine. But on our way home from eating, I called my daughter and to see if they were still at the football game or if they had come home. And so I was talking to my grandson on the phone, and he was like, Gigi, sweepy. So I mean, he's sleepy. And I was like, baby, do you have your blanket? And she told me, she said, Mama, he's nodding his head, yes. I said, you need to get that poor baby in the bed. She was like, I'm in the bathroom right now. And she's like, and he's so tired, he's laying on my leg. And I know that's too much information, but she was like, he was laying on her leg. She was trying to potty, and he was laying on her leg, trying to go to sleep. That poor little old baby. He was tired. But they said he had a really good time. I saw some of the pictures, and it was them two and one of their other friends. And her little girl was there. So my grandson was playing. They used to be neighbors, actually. And so my grandson and this little girl are friends. And he was trying to share his truck with her. There was a picture of him sharing. And I don't know why that's so unusual, because, I mean, you know, you teach the babies to share. And they're having a difficult time with him because he goes to daycare and everything is mine. Mine. Especially his blankets. So I told my daughter, I said, you carry him a blanket up there and let them know that that's his. Because he sleeps so well if he's got a blanket. And I told her, I said, if I have to, I'll make one and put his name on it so they know it's his. And she's like, no, he don't need that. And I'm like, well, for him to sit there and do that, they must be taking his blanket away from me. But she has some of them sleep in the front room. And he don't sleep unless he is cold and in his diaper. But she says he'll go back there and climb on the bed and lay down by himself and just fall asleep, because he's used to sleeping in a bed. He sleeps with his mama and daddy or his pawpaw, because his pawpaw lives with them and helps them with him. And so he don't know how to sleep in a baby bed. And my daughter, she was like, Mama, should I give this bed to such and such? I said, absolutely not. I don't know that my daughter-in-law knows where her baby bed is either, but I'm like, I'm only buying one baby bed. That was what I told them. When they had a baby, I'd buy the bed. And them things are not cheap. You can't even get them on Marketplace cheap. But so she's trying to take his bed down, and I'm like, it's a converter bed. You know, you pay a lot of money for the converter beds. And I said, all we got to do is get the rails and it'll make a bed for him. Okay, let's see. I need to add a background to this one. I'm hoping I put the extra piece on the other ones. I'll have to look at those in just a moment to make sure I did. I'll realize it after I start putting them together. But I'll pin the whole row before I do that. So if that's the case, I can fix it before I pin it together. Okay. So guys, this is row 4 already. So what we're going to do, I'm just going to say we're done for the day. We got 4 rows to our trip around the world done. And we have 17 rows to do. So we may have to do 5 rows one week. But that'll be fine. We can do it. We got this. We got this. So friends, I hope you're enjoying sewing along with me. You don't have to sew what I'm sewing, but there is a link down in the description. If you would be interested in sewing along with us, feel free. Go click that link down in the description. Also in the description, I have the links for all of the sew-alongs that we will be doing. Today, on Saturdays, we will be doing Trip Around the Block. It is a Carol Thelen'S pattern. It is through Creative Notions subscription box. And then Sundays, which I think I could call that our sampler Sunday, but it is the sitting pumpkins from the spooky box, the Fat Quarter Shop spooky box. We'll be doing that. And guys, don't forget this upcoming Friday, Tammy, myself, and Alicia will be coming together doing a live sew-along on the Yuletide Sampler 2. So that's going to be fun. You don't want to miss that. But if you have to, Alicia and I will have that video on our channel for the replay. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that's coming up that I can't think about, but I can't right now. So guys, give me a thumbs up. I believe we have the ad issue taken care of. So thank you all for everyone that let me know they weren't seeing ads. If you are a Prime member, not a Prime member, YouTube Premium member, you will not see ads in my videos. But that helped me greatly. I kind of figured out what I needed to do. So that's what I'm doing right now until I find something else that works also. But friends, give me a thumbs up. If you have not yet subscribed or you think you're subscribed, just double check and make sure that YouTube has not swept you out and dropped you from as a subscriber. Just double check if you wouldn't mind. But please feel free, subscribe to me. We have lots of sewing that's going to be going on. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think. I do try to respond to each and every comment personally. And as always, until I see you again, I hope you have a very blessed day. Bye, guys.